Don't be gay, Phantom.
Well, I didn't get to say this last night. Don't be gay, camp ya. Hello, everybody. It's Sunday. You know what that means? This is another exciting episode of Matinee with the homies. And today we're going to be talking about Kevin Smith. Now, I know a lot of people have had issues with Kevin Smith in the last several years, but the guys on the panel, some of us have seen a lot of his movies and seen a lot of stuff that he's done, and we do enjoy his work. The man himself, that's a different story.
As the saying goes, separate the art from the artist. And today, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it is very difficult depending on the person. I won't name a name, but
yeah. So let's go around the horn, see how everybody's doing. And returning 2 weeks in a row, welcome back, Evil Campia.
Evil Campy in the house. I even got the new avatar to go with it. So when Phantom pisses me off, this is what you're going to see from now on. Like you said, thanks everybody for coming in and watching us. I hope we can entertain you today. Like he said, we are doing Kevin Smith movies. Ronan is from Jersey, so I'd say he was the expert till I found out that I'd seen more than he has from him. So I guess I'm the expert today on Kevin Smith movies and things he's done.
I'm the apprentice.
Good, let the hate flow through. So we're going to be talking about his life because today is his birthday. So we like to wish Kevin Smith a happy birthday. I even linked him in the X post, so you never know. He might pop in. Maybe we'll get lucky. That'd be crazy to see him in the chat, but you know how it goes. But we're going to do that, and up to that, AP, how you doing?
doing good, man. Always happy to be here. I know we're gonna have some fun topics, and I will preface this: I know jack diddly shit about Kevin Smith movies, so it's gonna be fun.
Well, AP, you look manly today, unlike your father, who looks like a 3-year-old.
Hey,
Hold it.
My father's name is Manny. Get it right.
Manny's starting to grow in his beard.
My beard is slowly growing back in, unlike Phantom, who has to wait a millennia for his to grow back in once he shaves it.
Motherfucker, I shaved my beard like yesterday, and it's already growing back. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
it's already
it's his ass hair he shaves for, you know.
Yeah,
well, the father has become the son, and the son has become the father. I got to use it for my last time.
All right, well, that's the last one. Anyways, hello, everybody. Y'all know who I am. I'm Ronan the Crusader. And I am joined here with my fellow lunchboxes to talk about Kevin Smith movies. I almost said Jay and Silent Bob, but that's one of the two characters that is part of Kevin Smith's entire movie film universe.
Ronan, Silent Bob is a persona he puts on when he's in a movie.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, I like his persona a lot more than the man himself. But anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Does that make Phantom my hetero life mate? Dear God.
He's not hetero. He's not hetero.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Does that make it worse then?
It might make it worse.
I'm actually regretting bringing you a part of the group now, you motherfucker. I'm really
Evil Capia strikes again. But like
unlimited power.
Like we said, we're doing Kevin Smith movies in honor of his birthday. I actually forgot to look to see how old he is today. I think he was born in 60-something, so let me check real quick. Kevin Smith age. He is 56 today. God, he's not that much older than Phantom. That's crazy. I mean, excuse me. Phantom, what he claims to be. We all know he's really 250, not just 50.
Have I said this before on stream? I really fucking hate Evil Campia. I really fucking
No, I think this is the first time you're saying it, actually.
No, yeah, I thought you said you loved him before.
First time in 5 minutes, let's say that.
Fair.
But Kevin Smith was somebody I grew up with, and I don't know. I'm gonna celebrate him. Like, people talk bad about him, but to me, I don't see him as a bad.
Like from Nerdrotic and them, that's what I've heard a lot about him from. But I've seen him in like The Flash, where he made cameos in, and just small things. But so I only knew about his name. I knew about his name more than about.
I was about to say, you know more about the man than you do the artwork.
Yeah.
That's interesting. We'll go into that a little further. Ronan, what about you?
For me, oh God, to be honest, I think it had to have been one of his movies that I first like had the experience with. I think it was hmm, it's either between Dogma or Mallrats. Those are the first two that I remember, like in terms of a Kevin Smith movie. Like especially the fact that he was in both of those films as, of course, Silent Bob. Um, but it's like I'm having a bit of a brain fart, not my usual gas, but a brain fart. Trying to figure out what it was between those two that I first watched. But those are the two that usually come to mind whenever I think about Kevin Smith. Well, that and Clerks, of course, but those two are the first that come to mind for me.
What about you, Phantom?
It would be Dogma. Dogma's the first movie I ever seen him in, and after seeing Dogma, I went back and started watching his other stuff.
So he piqued
So,
your interest with Dogma.
yeah.
That's cool. For me, it was Mallrats, like Ronan said. Mallrats is one, I'm at the age where it's like stoner comedies was right at my alley, and I watched it, and it was so. It was about comic books. It was about goofiness, and the language that was used in it was just so funny that it made me enjoy it. I was like, "Who is this Kevin Smith guy, and why is this so damn funny?" So I went back and watched Clerks, and then from Clerks and Mallrats, I watched every movie in theater after that of his. So I've seen pretty much, with the exception of the 4:30 movie, I've seen every Kevin Smith movie he's made. And God, some I regret. And we'll get into that though.
Ooh, Ebola, damn.
What do you say? Ronan Pascal, is that what we're talking about now? That I'll give him this. Kevin Smith, at least y'all may not like him or may like him, depending on who you are. At least he's never had Pedro Pascal in his movies, and I'm probably going to regret that comment at some point.
Yeah.
Well, with how Pedro acts, he's probably going to be a stripper in that freaking next movie.
Oh God. So we, like he said, we started with Clerks with him, and it basically redefined the '90s indie movie. It was made for like 25 grand on credit cards. He just wanted to make something about what he knew about what he had been living, and he used dialogue in the movie to basically win over fights, win over arguments and stuff like that, instead of using action scenes and stuff like that. What do you think of his language and Clerks going forward, like what you've heard about?
Well, okay, let me be the first one to kind of say this because thank goodness before we started the show in the green room, we were showing us the little short film.
Green
with,
what?
Green
Flying
room.
car.
Green
Flying
room.
car.
Yes.
Screen.
You
Green
showed
what?
Right, yeah,
green
green what?
screen.
Yeah.
Shut the
Green
fuck
Yeah,
up.
green what?
Green screen. Anyways,
Sorry, good
yes,
job,
you
Phantom.
showed
I
us.
let
You
it
showed
get
us
past
little.
me.
You showed the little clerks short story that was the flying car, which was really good.
It
And of
was
course,
actually the Jay Leno show had Kevin Smith sanctioned to do that,
oh,
and
okay.
it caught on so quick. Even though like I said, now nobody really talks about it.
But from what I noticed watching it, because this is how I noticed like the way that the character Randall always is, like in any and all of his appearances, is that he is very much a professional gaslighter when it comes to
Oh,
Dante. Just
100%.
any situation, any hypothetical, anything of the sort, like whatever the conversation is that he has with Dante, like he always wants to put him in this kind of like precarious and narrow scenario, let's put it that way, just so that way he can more or less get the upper hand on him. But I mean, it's not just so much about getting the upper hand on him, it's just basically fucking with his best friend. That's all that it is that he's just trying to fuck with his best friend in terms of this, conversation. So from what I noticed with Kevin Smith and the language he uses is he likes this idea of either guilting somebody or trying to assault either their character or intelligence in order to get them to do what the other person wants them to do, which that's instead of using actual like action to get a situation done, you're using instead words, which I would say is a lot more damaging if I'm honest, because sure, you can get hurt with fists and whatnot, you heal from that. I don't know about words all that much unless you're a fucking stone wall, which most people usually aren't.
Well, like another thing, like he likes to use like like quick quips, right? Like when we were watching that the flying collar thing, like what's his name is explaining the
Randall.
terms. Randall was explaining the terms of the flying car. Like this German scientist is going to give you the flying car. You can do whatever you want with it, and he's like, well, there's a catch. He's like, well, I haven't, he hasn't said what it is yet. Then he goes into, oh yeah, like he's going to cut your foot off, and he's going to deal you. Then your friends are going to deal you. It's like
upping the ante.
Yeah, it's like every time he says something, it's like he does it one higher, to the point where the guy just has to say, "Yeah, I'm gonna fucking do it," and he looks over him like, "So you gonna get diddled by some people for a fucking car?" I knew you.
I thought I knew you. Yeah.
That's what I mean is that he adds all these extra conditions out of nowhere, and then all of it means nothing because he words it in a way that fucks you over. Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, you said it.
What was the scene in Clerk? They were talking about Star Trek, right? In Clerks.
Star Wars.
No, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
When he's talking about the contractors that were just innocent contractors, and they
right.
Yeah.
No, actually, go ahead.
But like his like the also like the thing with Kevin Smith in those movies is like Silent Bob maybe says like one line in the movie. Lucky if we get two, right?
Mm-hmm.
He loves using facial expressions also. I mean, he's a guy that he loves to hear his own fucking voice. He loves to talk.
Yeah.
But he create a fucking character that doesn't say a fucking word. And everybody's like looking at him and shit, but like Jay is the mouthpiece, but like literally he wrote like the lyrics, like the stuff were like the stuff that Jay says all the time, right? You would think Kevin Smith would be wanting to say that shit.
Well, he thought of himself. I mean, it's different now, probably. Let's be honest. But at that time, he thought of himself as a good writer, a horrible actor. So he wrote a character where he could be on screen because he wanted to be on screen, but didn't want to have lines because he feels like he would have fucked up the whole lines. But it also made him like having the one line. It's always comes out profound. Like even when it's stupid, like he uses a Jedi line in Mallrats. He's a power was it power something? The Jedi craves not these things, and it's like he's like whoa. Everybody's like whoa, and it's like it's just a Star Wars line.
Well, I know that actually reminds me of the line in Clerks too that he says to Dante after like he screws up the relationship with Caitlin. He's like, there's a million fine women out there, but they don't all come to your work and bring you lasagna. Most of them just cheat on you.
I have to say, he is a brilliant writer.
Mm-hmm.
He can write a script. I mean, he can write dialogue really fucking good.
He knows how to write very flawed, dysfunctional characters who ultimately, at the end of the day, have heart to them. Like you can look at Dante and actually agree with like a lot of the things that Randall says in terms of him, like that he's a dude that can't shit or get off the pot because anytime he tries to go and take a shit, he's too nervous about it. So instead, he just lets himself, shit his pants. And the whole point of that is like he doesn't like change because he's comfortable where he's at. And Randall obviously lambasts him for it. But like even so, there's obviously this yearning, a human yearning within Dante of wanting to see that change, wanting better for himself.
Get off the pot.
Yeah, he needs somebody to push him to actually do it, which is why Randall's there with him. Randall's the guy that's his best friend to help him out in terms of helping him, shit or get off the pot, at least make that decision, even though Randall, more often than not, almost always likes to push the envelope every time, which, again, that's a flaw of Randall there, but that's what makes a lot of these characters human. Like, that's why Kevin Smith's pretty good when it comes to writing a lot of these characters.
Well, can you say that they're the opposite side of the coin of Jay and Silent Bob, right? Randall
to a point, I would say more they're the outside looking in, as opposed to like they're living the life, and Randall and Dante. Oh my God, Jay and Silent Bob are more just like going with the flow,
right?
Like they're trying to make something happen. Jay and Silent Bob is just like shit. This happened. So I'd say they're the opposite in that way. But you're right. Like the dialogue, he writes these like long little speeches that are just so convoluted with all kind of language, but then at the end you're always like, Oh shit, that's where he was going with, or the joke at the end. Yeah, it makes sense.
Right.
Or at the it's all for he'll have his 2.5 minute dialogue, 3.5 minute dialogue discussion just to make a fart joke.
Well, it's something that friends do to each other. Like friends will have this like overly complex thing, and then they'll just like roast you or
Really?
something
None
like
of
that.
us do that.
Well. Okay. I know we're gonna talk about this, but the little speech that Ben Affleck does in Dogma, right? That whole fucking spiel on the train, where he's sitting with what's her name, and he's like describing his fucking life, and then all of a sudden, here comes what's his name in, and all shit breaks loose.
Rufus. Yeah, Rufus the
Yeah.
Apostle.
Yeah.
I am the one who is I am. But yeah. But like you said, that speech there really good. We'll go into that, Phantom. We'll go into that.
Yeah.
But the language he uses, like it's everyday us generation millennial, zennial, whatever you want to call us.
Mhm.
At least it's not Gen Z.
It's not Gen Z. It's more boomer, millennial, and zennial.
Gen X. Yeah.
But it's like how do I put this? He makes it so convoluted, like I said, but he makes you feel. He makes you be like, you know what? He's right.
And it's not boring. It's
No,
not fucking
no,
boring.
no.
Oh no, yeah, that without a
It's
doubt, it's not
compelling.
boring at all.
Compelling.
Mhm.
Perfect, fam.
It makes you like when you're listening to like what people are saying, and you start tilting your head like you're kind of confused with what they're saying, and it pays off like quickly. It's a quick payoff for um like in like Rats when what's his name is talking to fucking Stan Lee, right? He's
Yep.
fucking sitting there talking to Stan Lee, and Stan Lee just he just like he
Paul
really
Rudd, right?
yeah.
Or am I thinking
No,
someone
no,
else?
no.
No, no, no.
Lee,
That's
Jason
yeah,
Lee.
it's Jason Lee.
Okay,
And
yeah, no, I was thinking a different movie because that's
I can't remember the whole fucking thing, but he's like talking about a girl, right? And
Well-
fucking Stan, he literally gives him he literally explains the universe in just like in a few fucking words.
Brody was
Yeah.
the character's name. I was trying to remember what it was, but it
Oh,
was
Brody.
Brody.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
He should have asked. But Jason Lee, he's obsessed with like the things, Dick, and the other characters like
Yeah.
in general parts. So he's trying to, and then then Stanley keeps talking about look at that couple,
The
look at that
relationship
couple.
thing. Yeah. The thing is his dork made of rock just like the rest of his body?
It's a superhero secret, and that's what Stanley says. But it's like you're right, Phantom. Like he writes, is like, well, I would trade everything for that one day with that girl again. And it's so compelling that it's like you're like, and then he just says, "Take care," and he goes walking off. And the funny thing is, in the movie, he starts walking one way, and then he says his little speech thing, and then he walks the wrong way, and nobody caught it because it was so compelling. Nobody paid attention that he was going left, now he's going right. If you go back and watch, you can see that in the movie. But it's like he was such an he was why did I say was he is such a good director and writer to me. Like he was, and I'll ask you this: like the Viewisk universe, from Clerks to Mallrats to Chasing Amy to Jay and Silent Bob to beyond, was the first time you saw like characters return to being talked about, the universe. They were the first time you really saw a universe come together. Like there might have been other ones that had like one or two movies, but this first time you had a continuous one, and it was before Marvel.
I was gonna say I know there's Abbott and Costello because they did a lot of the Universal monster films a long time ago, but the way you're describing it, it makes a lot more sense. Where it's not just them jumping into these collaborations, but it's them building
It wasn't
a
a
whole shared
the Abbott
universe
Costello was
kind
a
of thing.
collaboration. Like they
Yeah.
would be one or two characters, then those one or two characters might come back, but it was never a consensus of like going from this movie they automatically went to this movie.
Well,
It's
but
always a
with
new
the
story.
Viewisk universe, you see that interconnectivity. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
I said this in green screen. Like Jay and Silent Bob are literally the Nick Fury of this universe. It's like the whole universe. There are the constants. Like they're the watchers, right? They're the watchers of this universe. It's like they're in Mallrats. They're in Clerks. They're in. I
Well,
believe they're-
the thing is this all kind of takes place within a certain area of Jersey, so
Yeah.
they're the drug dealers of the town. They're the ones everybody knows, everybody goes to, everybody's around because of that. Like at that, our generation, it was, everybody knew a drug dealer, everybody knew someone that did drugs. So it was always a connected thing. So he kind of did that in this universe. Like, does this make him a visionary, or like, did he see something coming, or do you think it was just a fluke that happened?
Well, my thing is as how he kept it constant. Like he could like had them in this movie, but then they come in, they be totally different characters in another movie. But like from Mallrats to Clerks, and like you're right, it's like certain characters they play the same character, and it's just in a different situation in each of the movies. But then like certain movies, like if it wasn't close enough to that universe, they actually played somebody else. That's the only time that their characters were. It was more of a cameo than them being, oh, this is Dante and this is what's his name,
I
you
agree
know.
with you.
So
I agree with you with the exception of one person. Willem was in all the movies, and Willem went from Scott Mosier, the producer, to Ethan Suplee, back to
Yeah,
Scott Mosier in the next movie. So
yeah, yeah,
so one thing I do remember now, because we were just mentioning Clerks, is that and talking about how a lot of these films take place in New Jersey. I remembered now that Clerks, at least the first one, I don't know about the second one, it takes place in Leonardo, New Jersey, which is in Monmouth County. So
yep.
it's a coastal town. And for the longest time, having lived here in Jersey, I'm surprised because of like how much I do like some of Kevin Smith's works. I'm surprised I never decided to take the drive down to Leonardo to actually check out the Quick Stop, store and the little video store right next to it as well. It's a little
I'm surprised you
outlet
haven't either.
section. I just never occurred to me, but to be completely honest, I'm actually curious to see if it is still up, and if it is, I actually want to pay it a visit, just take some photos and everything.
The
Just
Quick
check it
Stop
out.
is still there. It's
Okay.
actually I've got friends that go up there all the time. They go up every year because my a friend of mine's husband is from New Jersey, so they go up and
Right.
they have taken pictures at the Quick Stop. The original Secret Stash is not there. It's now a different Secret
Ah,
Stash, but it's still there in the area. It's just not in the same location. But the Quick Stop's still there. It's worth. They said it's worth going just to get a picture if you are a fan of Kevin Smith movies, and they've got like 20 of them each year of them doing it with the kids and stuff. So it's a fun thing, but it's like the thing about it is like, did Marvel see him making this universe and go, you know what, we could do that? I'm just curious if he influenced them or if they just did it on their own. That's what I'm wondering
Well,
about.
the thing with Marvel was they were trying for a long time to do something like this. I mean, like they did the cartoons, they did the comic books.
Yeah, the
Um,
Roger Corman movies. Yeah.
yeah, so I could see them taking it because we all know Kevin Smith did he did dabble in comic books for a good while. I mean, he wrote comic books and he helped like
That's
he was
two of
he
them right
was
there. I got signed by him.
and he was like head guy somewhere at like DC at one point, and he wrote like a bunch of the comic books and stuff. And
He wasn't a head guy. He did do it editing for them. He did write a like I'm a Green Arrow and Fanatic. That's my favorite comic character. And he did a hundred was it? It wasn't 100. It was I think the first 20 or 30 of Green Arrow, the second series, which was a phenomenal story about Quiver.
yeah,
And he moved on to do other things like with Image and stuff. He did these Green Lantern books, or not Green Lantern, Green Hornet, which is funny. He stayed green, but Green Hornet. And he did some of the Batman ones, which some of the Batman stories are
pretty good.
phenomenal that he's
Pretty good.
done.
Yeah,
So it's
he's a
like
huge Batman fan. He's a huge Batman fan.
well, he's a huge comic fan in general. I think he's a huge Spider-Man fan too, if I remember right.
yep.
But it's like he's done so much, and that's helped with the language. I will say this though, at least in the comics, he used more normal language than he tried to do. Like there was no like it's like what the fuck you think you're gonna do with the diddle up your bootio or the porch monkey word.
Oh, yep, that too.
So it's
We
like
got
Uh,
demonetized.
well, it's for the
I
movie. It's
think
in
we're
the
like
movie. I
25
didn't
minutes
say it.
in.
It's in the movie. He's
Yep.
trying to take it back.
And God willing, he is going to take it back. I'll help him with that.
Hey, did we get the 100 jewels from Jeff up north?
We haven't read it yet.
Yes, we just haven't read
I
it.
had
but
it pulled up. I had it pulled up.
Yeah,
But
Jim up north
Sunday he popped it up
sends
earlier.
us 100 jewels. Thank you very much, our fellow Youper.
He's spelling it the wrong way though. He spelled it like Canadian words.
Sunday.
But he's done a lot, and like he over the years he's done more movies with the Views universe. He's tried to do cameos here and there. I think he's done like Catch and Release was a movie that a lot of people didn't see that I enjoyed him in. He plays the side character friend. He was in Daredevil as one of the scientists. And what I came to find out is he actually wrote a lot of his scenes. Die Hard. He was in Die Hard. Live Free, Die Hard. A lot of his scenes he was in, he rewrote them or wrote them for the scripts, and to make them more like enjoyable.
Right.
And it's crazy what he could do. Like Phantom, you want to talk about his He-Man was actually the first season I really enjoyed. I watched season 1 and 2. I think there's 3 seasons. I don't know if it's 3, but the first 2 seasons I watched, and the first season I really enjoyed. When they milk it off that is different. But Phantom, what do you want to talk about like with his version of He-Man?
So like my thing is like I've said this before on the main shows. Like my only really problem with the He-Man show, like I walked into it like, yeah, how you gonna make a He-Man show without He-Man? And it was a bait
100%.
switch, and that was my issues. One of my issues with, but like casting Mark Hamill as Skeletor, out of all of the gripes that everybody had about it, because that people griped about it for the most ridiculous bullshit that, as a He-Man fan, I just did not see. But having Mark Hamill play Skeletor, which it was the Joker cosplaying as Skeletor, was a bad fit. But there was good moments in that series. The scene with King Randor and fucking Adam after he comes back to life. Them literally going through heaven and hell to find Adam to bring him back to life was really good. And the love story between Adam and Tila in that series was actually did it really good.
I want to point something out. Apparently, for Kevin Smith's He-Man, apparently there's only 2 seasons. But
okay, there is
season
only 2.
one.
I thought there was
Season
3.
one. Season 1 was a 2-part.
Part 2-parter.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen them, and I enjoyed the hell out of them. You know, it's like I had my.
You would know, Nishi.
It would have problems. It did have problems, but he did his best, and it ruined his reputation on how he could not handle the criticism that he got from that. That from now on, everybody, he's not known for his great fucking movies anymore. It's known for him whining like a little baby.
So I'll say, okay, so let me say this first when it comes to the whole Masters of the Universe thing, right? We gotta address the quick fact that everybody kind of knew what the plot was that he was making for the show initially because of Clownfish TV. Shout out to Clownfish TV, friends of the channel. But
God damn it, I was taking a drink as you said that.
But Clownfish TV managed to get leaks of the Masters of the Universe Revelations, I think was the first season.
Yeah, Revelations.
Yeah, they had leaks of the script and the plot premise of the first one, where they talked about how the first few episodes He-Man dies. It's all about Tila. She pays a visit to He-Man, and there's a lot of like the girl bossing stuff going on, the character designs and everything. So when that occurred, a lot of fans who really liked He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, they didn't like the idea that, again, He-Man's another franchise is now going through the whole, modern audience kind of thing, right? They didn't appreciate that that's what was happening. Yeah. And Kevin Smith was relentlessly trying hard, denying any of the accusations of it until the show finally came out and said, yeah, it's pretty much what it was. I don't think people like the fact that he did the changes as much as they like the fact that he basically lied to everybody's face about the fact that he was doing the changes.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
I'm guaranteeing you legally he couldn't freaking say, yeah, this is a Tila show.
No, of course. I understand
the
that.
Powers that had the money, probably went, we want the show to focus around Tila. But he knew if he knew legally, he probably could not say, this is not a He-Man show. If he'd have said that,
let's be honest. Hold on. I want to say something. Yes, Phantom is like the most he's the most knowledgeable person on Master Universe, I think, out of all of us. But I want to say, my belief is, they would not have gotten as much popularity if it was just a Tila show. Like if they named it Tila or anything about it. So they named it He-Man and Master Universe or Master Universe
just Masters,
because
yeah.
Well, that's why I corrected my. But they named it Master Universe because that got more attention because that was more recognizable. That was more popular.
All
and
the
studio knew that. The studio, the studio knew that. The promotion was He-Man and all that. So it was a bait and switch, whether Kevin Smith wanted it or not.
Right.
I have to say, like those first few episodes, I was on the fence if I was going to fucking finish watching it. But when they went to Hell, their version of Hell, and then spoilers, but Orko gets killed, sacrificing himself to get Tila and them to heaven, and then Adam comes back, and then Adam becomes the focus. He-Man and Adam becomes the focus again. The show course corrected. But the thing is, though, you got to remember, at the time, Netflix had control of the franchise. They had the IP. And it was more Netflix is telling him, all right, we want this and this and this and this and this. Where he wanted to make a straight up, because he is a true fan of He-Man. I mean, he's talked about He-Man. He showed his collection. He knows his He-Man knowledge. But the thing is, though, is like, can you say that he was forced into lying? Most likely. And
if he didn't want to lose the money, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I can't fault him because, like, he did course correct the rest of the...
Let me add to that then, Phantom, because hang on.
Okay,
I'm looking at season 1 right now. Revelation season 1, 94 critics, of course it was, and 38 audience score for the season 1. And once Revelation, Revolution.
Yeah.
Revolution season 2 came out. It's 100% critic score bullshit, but 84% audience. So the audience came back for season 2.
Well, also it helped that they changed out Sarah Michelle Gellar as Tila and put Melissa Benoist, who plays Supergirl, because her husband is the guy that plays Adam and He-Man. So they literally put a married couple as love interest in the fucking series for the second part.
I think, honest with you, and you, Phantom, you said this too. Like, I think the fact they went back and got He-Man and brought him back to the world, that was the main thing. Like, he did course correct. He-Man came back in the season 2.
Yeah.
Now, that is something we can go talk about at the end, but like, it's totally like it felt more like an ensemble show on season 2 as opposed to season 1.
Campia, I want to point to that a little bit, but you mentioned the ratings for season 1, season 2. Season 2 did have a higher rating, but it also had a lot less people reviewing it, and I think those were people who actually were passionate about the show. So, again, that's not a. I'm not gonna say like that's not a sign that people loved it, but it is just a sign.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, season 2 was probably the ones that were
the haters didn't give a shit enough about it. Season 2
to basically watch it again, which is why. Yeah, okay, it makes sense.
Again, I'll say this, and like I don't, like I said, I don't know much about Kevin Smith other than like, pop culture references and stuff like that. But what I've seen from this is it seems like people in the nerd sphere know him. Like, he's a very popular nerd. His name has weight. His name has weight. So a part of me wonders if they kind of brought him on to use his name to get people hyped for this. And then
created what they wanted in the editing room. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That could be it too. We never did hear if he edited the show. We just know he created it. So you're right there. That could be a reason. But like you said, the from like the quips and the nostalgia and stuff, like does his reliance on nostalgia and sequel baiting and does that do his legacy good, or do you think it hinders his legacy going forward? Like relying on things that we remember as 40, 30, 100, 250 and 12-year-olds.
I think maybe this is the wrong way of describing it. I would say it's kind of like a double-edged sword. And again, like maybe this is the wrong way of describing it. But what I mean to say is that it's good in terms of being able to like be reminded of the stuff that we all grew up watching. Like whether we're as young as my son up over here or as old as the universe. Sorry, old as Phantom here. Being reminded of the stuff that we grew up watching is actually kind of fun. It is refreshing, I would say that. At the same time, however, that over reliance on nostalgia does end up getting I can't say annoying, but what I would say is it feels as though it becomes derivative. We're just seeing more or less the same thing over and over. We're not really seeing a lot of like innovation in terms of new stories. And it hurts a lot more too, because the stuff that we grew up with still exists nowadays, except it's in the wrong hands and is being treated in a very, very poor manner, which I don't think any of us want to be reminded of that when we get reminded of these like little nostalgia bits here whenever Kevin Smith decides to throw them in there.
I will say for him for this though, like this one right here, like J.S. Bob reboot and Clerks 3. He did not have the studios behind him to make these movies. He made these with the crowdfunding and like going road shows. He did road shows, and that's where I got this poster from to promote the movie, to get money for the movie, and all of it was pretty much not coming from his pocket completely.
Right.
But you know, there's some smaller studios that are always behind him. But it's like he wanted to make these movies about things that he knew, and I enjoy that. But at the same time, it's like he's tried to make something new. Red State was a really good movie that he made that is not his cup of tea. But then you've got other ones like Tusk, which we cannot like. Three of us have seen it. Three of us can't stand it. Or no, me and Phantom has seen it, but it was so bad. Whole Yoga Hosers was like female Canadian Clerks, but it was so bad.
So
yeah,
I want to ask a question. You guys seen Red State? You recommend it? You recommend it, right?
I recommend Red State. The actors in that, the story itself is really good. You will not think of it as a Kevin Smith movie. If you're going in wanting a Kevin Smith movie, this is not the dialogue. This is him trying to do something new, and it's really enjoyable for what he created. Now, it's not perfect in any way. No Kevin Smith movie is. But it was really, it was entertaining from beginning to end about this family trying to basically keep what's theirs. I ain't gonna go in. I don't want to spoil anything.
All right.
I think when it comes to Kevin Smith, I think now he had a good reputation up until He-Man, and I think a lot of people see ever since the debacle with He-Man, people see more. They fault him more because they don't believe everything he says, and it also doesn't help that with the stuff he said during COVID, the whole airplane thing and stuff like that. I mean, he has more controversy now than he ever did in his earlier career because you have to think he did get famous off of Clerks and Mallrats and Chasing Amy and Dogma and stuff like that. I mean, he made a name for himself being a great director and writer, but at the end of the day, he's more known now for the bullshit that comes out of his
drama
mouth.
than he is. Yeah.
And his reputation is forever tarnished because of that. Because every time that Kevin Smith mentioned, what do everybody talk about? Him lying about He-Man, his COVID fucking thing, him being a male feminist ever since he hooked up with his wife and how his wife is, and the bullshit that she said. I mean, like he was like one of my favorite actors to direct, but then like now it's like I roll my eyes every time I see him.
Let's be honest. Like his reputation is tarnished, but I think a lot of that is because of. Okay, let's not say it's tarnished. It's got a black smear on it. It's got
I disagree.
Yeah, even I would have to. No, I would have to disagree as well too. I can't say that it's tarnished completely because, okay, let's really take a step back and look at it like this. Because you have movies like Clerks, you have movies like Mallrats, and you have movies like Dogma, even Chasing Amy. All the stuff that he did in the mid to late '90s, just into the turn of the century. You can tell that this guy absolutely enjoyed watching, the stuff that he watched as he was growing up, and he loved trying to implement those things into his own films, or at the very least, he liked doing callbacks and shout outs to those things in said films. He has a passion for wanting to make film, and because he was one of those small like indie guys that managed to blow up early onwards, Hollywood wanted to grab that, and Hollywood wanted to find a way to sort of connect with the more, I guess, niche audiences, shall we say, that they can't seem to reach with a lot of these more mainstream, films that were coming out at the time. They want to try and reach the grassroots person. They want to try and reach, those kinds of folks. So they do it via Kevin Smith, and they do it
Yeah.
by trying to basically show that, look, Kevin Smith's a big nerd like the rest of you. A lot of you guys seem to enjoy Kevin Smith. Just why not watch some of the stuff that that like Kevin Smith and us are like working together on and everything. But as time started going on, yes, Kevin Smith slowly but surely was kind of being inducted a little bit more into the machine, I would say. Now, is it 100% kind of a thing? I wouldn't fully agree on that. I think he still has that passion.
See,
at the same time, I think there's just some
I want to say
influences that
something.
kind of like put him in that.
Kind of want to.
How do I put it? In like a line. Let's say that it's in a line of sorts. He's got basically both feet on two sides. You know what I mean? That's how I see it.
I'll kind of rebut a little bit because a little bit about. I think he believes this. I think he fully believes in what he's pushing. I think he is this, like, he believes in feminism and stuff like that. I believe that's all he believes. I don't think, but I also understand why you would say he's inducted into the machine a bit. But I say his reputation, maybe not tarnished. Maybe that's too brutal of a word to describe it. But
he had baggage.
His name carried weight in positive reception. But again, after Masters of the Universe Revelation, and people haven't really, at least I have not seen very many people talking positively about him, other than previous work. No, previous work. Previous work. People say it's really good. People love Clerks. People love Mallrats. People love all that stuff. But if he were to make a movie like he did with Mallrats and Clerks and all that, do you think now that would do good based on his name alone? Like complete indie film, like the way he did it.
That's the thing. Like nostalgia movies, what his thing is. Clerks 3 is based off his nostalgia, his earlier work. The 4:30 movie is about his life living in going to see movies in a theater when he was like 13, 14. So it's like, and that movie did not do well at all, hardly at all. And I'll be honest, it's the only one I hadn't seen. But it's like his movies, his name does not pull the weight it did then. But that is true. But here's the thing. Is like he's been this way since the beginning. Like he's had strong female characters in Mallrats. He had Shannon Doherty and other ones. Freaking Chasing Amy was about a lesbian coming to terms with, is she really a lesbian or is she? It doesn't matter who you love, male, female, da da da. Like he's been.
That's why I was camping. That's what I was trying to say.
Was a thing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying was like, I believe he fully believes in his stuff. Like he's not just grifting. He's not bullshitting.
No,
this is his belief.
But the thing is, if you go back and look at those movies compared to like modern stuff that he does, that's more like that stuff is like more subtle, and the stories fit around the stuff.
It's more entertaining.
Well, no. Well, that's the point I was trying to make before too.
Compelling characters, compelling story.
Yes, that's the point I was also trying to make before too. He had a passion making a lot of these things. He absolutely loved making this kind of stuff. Are there subtle hints of his own political or ideological leanings in them? Perhaps. Absolutely. But again, they were all subtle. So for people who may agree with him, they might notice it. People who don't, like, they're just being well entertained by a film. And I think even some of those other films, he was just making it to have fun. Go ahead, Campy. What were you gonna say?
Well, that's the thing. It's like he did his movies that he enjoyed. He did stories that he liked. He's wrote comic books for them. He's in between Chasing Amy and Dogma, we get a comic book about what happened to Jay and Silent Bob that got them to was it Pennsylvania they were in or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, that got them to the town they were in. Like we get a comic book and we get the story behind that. And it's like, it's crazy because then he went on to be Hollywood's golden boy to a point, but then they tried to give him all these other movies. And Cop Out, he did Cop Out, a buddy cop movie that should have been obviously easily done. And he has done nothing but like hate on that movie and Bruce Willis during his time with that movie because he cannot, that movie is his least favorite. And the sad thing is this, it's his top grossing movie. It
Man.
made more money. It made 55 million, so it didn't make amazing, but it made more money than any of his other movies. Dogma's right behind him with 44 million. And it's crazy because it's like he hates that movie with a passion, and well, he did, and we'll get into that. But like after making that movie, go ahead and bring up that first clip, AP. After making that movie, he decided he's like, I'm not gonna do if it's not if it's something that Hollywood wants me to do, I'm not gonna do it. And he did this little interview thing here. It's a real quick one. I just want y'all to see this.
Story in you, a perspective, a POV, man. I've worked in convenience stores for years. I ain't never seen anybody make a movie set in a convenience store. And I'm gonna have the characters talk like me and my friends talk and stuff like that. I sang an original fucking song and I didn't know that that's why it would fucking connect. I just didn't know any better. Like I didn't want to do what I'd seen be done before. And also I didn't have the means to do what I'd seen be done before. I couldn't make fucking Star Wars. I didn't have the money, but I had just enough money to be like, all right, what if I just showed them what life's like when you work in a convenience store, how you do anything you can at the job except fucking work to get through the fucking day. So you got a fucking story in you, a perspective, a POV, man. Like this is what I always tell young artists. Your voice is your currency in this life, man. The prism through which you see things, that is uniquely fucking yours. And that voice is fucking valuable because somebody out there is waiting for that fucking currency to spend it on your fucking behalf. They dream about you in this business, man.
And it's like, that's the thing. It's like, let's be honest, that's what we're doing here. Is we're letting our voices be heard. And it's like, it's crazy that it's like people look at that and go, oh, he just wanted to make his movies his way. And it's like, of course he did. Why would you not want to make a movie your way? And it's like, it's sad. It's like he gets shit for Cop Out because he tried to make a movie the Hollywood way and it just didn't work out.
No, see, that's
okay. I was gonna say, people don't. As much as I'm not really like knowledgeable on Kevin Smith and stuff, people don't want a Hollywood Kevin Smith movie. They want a Kevin Smith movie. That's what they want. That's all they want. I mean, Clerks, Mallrats, all those movies that he's made, they are work because people loved Kevin Smith. Now, like I said, I was saying, I don't think he carries that much weight anymore because of that.
Well, you also have to look like there's other directors that have directors have always butted heads with the main studio on everything. Look at Richard Donner, Superman and Superman 2, prime examples, right? That that happens. And like for me, like when Kevin Smith does a movie on his own the way he wants to do it, they're fucking good fucking films. But when he has somebody breathing down his neck, those movies are not that fucking good because he's being controlled to be like, okay, you need to do X, Y, and Z, even though you want to do A, B, C.
Sometimes you have to do reindeer games.
Damn you! That's what I was about to say. That was a JSI Bob reference, by the way. That people talk about all the time, but then you see people not seeing it. But you're right, Phantom. Like
I'm feeling attacked.
Scott Mosier, Kevin Smith, and David Klein, the producer, director, writer, and the film and the DP, the director of photography. Those three together, their movies are not the highest grossing, let's be honest, but the ones that they have worked on together have been the most enjoyable and the most highly rated of all his movies because it's just three guys that love these movies.
Well, it's not it's a love of film that then translates to basically underground success. That's what it is. I mean, like, look, before Hollywood became, mainstream as it is, you've had underground successes exist before where people would be, talking about these films. And
Obsession.
Right.
Obsession.
You still have it anyways. Obsession is like a $750,000 budget. And then you get like $400 million success return of investment on that thing. What I'm saying is that you still have those underground successes because people are still trying to look for those genuine films that are made by genuine people. And
Hollywood's still trying to grab at that straw like they did with Kevin Smith. They tried it with what's the guy that did Us?
Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Yes.
They tried to do a Jordan Peele. Now that Jordan Peele's not the taste of the month. They're on to the YouTubers and they're trying to find these YouTubers that are doing this. Markiplier. Was it Markiplier in his movie?
It was Markiplier. Markiplier had
Markiplier was Iron Lung. Yes.
Iron, but I'm saying
Well-
Iron Lung. That's what I'm talking about. Iron Lung.
But
and
okay,
you had
but
the one that did
but
Obsession.
here's the thing.
Like here's
Mar-
YouTubers.
Mar-
Let's give
Markiplier. Markiplier is one of the I think like a very clear exception of like he put his money into it. He put his effort into it. He's the one who generated. He turned his bathroom into a pretty much a computer generation room for developing the lake scenes of
effects,
this blood ocean, the special effects and all that. He put his money completely independent, by the way. It was like everything was him. He directed, he wrote.
But that's
he,
my point.
He started.
Like Hollywood's going to see that and try to let's give Markiplier 10 million under our banner and see if he can make a movie just like he did that
yeah.
one.
Right.
That's what I'm
right.
saying. They're going to be picking at the bones like they did Kevin.
They're going to be trying.
I think
a lot of people.
I think what AP wanted to say when it comes to the exception is that Markiplier actually had to fight an uphill battle just to get his movie into the theaters because he was only able to get somewhere around 1,000 or so theaters just to watch Iron Lung, or was it less than that? Less than 1,000?
It was like around 800 or 900, if I remember right.
Because he was having an extremely difficult time, not so much finding somebody to distribute it. I think it was a matter of finding somebody who was willing to distribute the film as it was without having to make those changes. So in that instance,
it's hard.
So in that instance, Markiplier is an exception because he managed to grassroots this whole thing from the ground up and still managed to get a pretty big success out of it. Now, I understand what you're saying, Campia, where with somebody like Curry Barker, he got, the money that he got to make Obsession. Now we're going to see Hollywood basically try and grab a bunch of other YouTubers, give them a high budget, see what they can do with it. The only issue
is not a bad idea. If you get someone that's passionate and that can do the job, it's not a bad idea at all. But they're going to be bad ones in the good ones.
Not just even that. I think from the very start of it, there is the caveat. The caveat being, we're giving you this money, but you got to listen to what the studio heads are saying when it comes to certain things.
You got to produce what we want.
And that's kind of
the one issue.
That's kind of why I was making an example of Markiplier, because he didn't have a studio. He didn't have to listen to the studio and all that. Unlike other people like Corey.
But that's what I'm saying. Him going forward, they're going to try to. They're going to try to be like.
No, they're going to try. But
this is.
I'll defend Markiplier a little bit. Not saying you guys are attacking him, but my point here
fuck
is
Markiplier.
Fair enough. Now he's attacking. Okay,
I don't even know Markiplier that much.
No, but
Markiplier, friend of the channel.
Friend of the channel.
He's one guy who is like, he is someone who has a spine. He does not get pushed around very easily by people who are bigger than him, because he's been surrounded by people who are bigger than him his entire fucking life, and he doesn't. He's not easy to push around, so I think he would reject a Hollywood telling him to do something their way when his audience is what gave him the power he has.
This is what I mean.
It's all about getting his not his name out there, but getting if the studios are stupid enough, they could give him creative control over like 2 movies, but he has to make 5 movies and 3 of them are there to control. Like if he could be stupid enough to sign something like that, because I've been involved in films, and there's quite a few times where it's like, you can make your stuff, but I expect this in return, these 2 movies before you do your 3. You gotta do before that.
You got to do the safe movie, then you do the art movie, then you do the 3rd movie because your friend won.
Yep.
But no, that's the point that I was ultimately making when it comes to Kevin Smith, is that like he was making a lot of these older films back in the gap just with his own money and a little bit of the backing from Miramax as well too. And now that he's made such a big name for himself,
Who's in charge of Miramax again?
We
don't talk about that.
But like now that he's made a name for himself, Hollywood is, again, this is why I said Hollywood is slowly inducting him in a little bit more, which is why he's making a lot of these things that the studios are controlling more.
He was like Cop Out and stuff like that. But I feel like, and let me ask you this.
Okay.
In 2018, he had a heart attack. We all know he had a widowmaker that should have killed his ass.
Right.
And it changed his perspective on things. And I want to know, like, because of that, do you think that is the reason he went back to like Clerks 2 or the 4:30 movie or nostalgia baiting? Do you think that's the reason, or do you think he's just like, I want to live with my stories. I want to live with what I want to make. Like, do you see that being him removing himself from Hollywood, when it comes to filmmaking? Not Hollywood itself, but like the filmmaking part of it. Or do you think that's just him trying to get back to what he knew?
I would say maybe a bit of both, actually. I like because like a near-death experience can change anyone. It can. It absolutely can. And maybe he looked at his life. He didn't like that he was being pretty much puppeteered and all that. And he's like, okay, I want to give the audience what they expect of me, which is something that's authentic. It feels like a almost said Kevin Smith movie.
Kevin Smith
two different Kevins.
as Kevin James in.
Yeah, Kevin. I think it probably try not to make a joke here. Hit him where it needed to. It hit him in his heart.
Completely like.
I would, you know what? He kind of took the words out of my mouth. I don't know if I would say it's a bit of both, but what I will say is this: is that what I will say is that death does change a man. Whether you experience it yourself, whether you survive such an experience or anything of the sort, death does become very humbling, and then it does make you kind of take a step back and start taking inventory. Let's put it that way. You really start looking at like what you've done in your life so far, how you've done it, why it is you've done these things, and whether or not you're okay with life, ending as it is with everything that you have seen. So maybe when it came to that, for him, he does feel like he wants to go back more to the grassroots kind of stuff. I mean, that's why he managed to crowdsource and crowdfund the reboot for Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Like, he didn't want to get a big Hollywood backing. He just wanted to see the thing be made because fans wanted it, and just like he himself wanted it. Exactly. So what I would say in that regard is that I think that kind of the heart attack kind of made him experience his own mortality, made him really come face to face with it, which also partially explains why Clerks 3 and the 4:30 film that he made are probably a lot more melancholic than the other ones he's done, especially Clerks 3 from what I hear. Like, that's a film.
Oh my God. Such a good movie, but oh my God, dude. If you like the Clerks movie, you have to finish 3. Phantom, you've got to watch 3.
I gotta finish 3.
It's gonna break you, dude.
But that's what I mean is, like, because he had that heart attack, he wants to make these films that, rather than tear people apart and have them divided and have them argue with each other like what happened with Masters of the Universe. He wants to make movies that bring people together, make you feel, and make you celebrate life the way that you have lived it. Make you really look back on it. I think that's what he wants to do.
It's like he gets shit for being crying all the time. He gets shit for always enjoying this, enjoying that, and like bring up that clip. It's like after you have a heart attack, it's like it's crazy what your mind goes through. And go ahead and play that.
Look before you play it, I'll just say this real quick. Look, I understand as much as I give him shit, as much as I give Kevin Smith shit for crying all the damn time when it comes to these movies, even I gotta admit, every time we watch the end of Godzilla -1, I start fucking shedding some manly tears. Every time I watch The Green Mile, I start shedding some manly tears. So you know what? I don't give a shit.
Okay.
I kind of understand what
Green Mile is understandable. The Green Mile is understandable. That movie is freaking punches you in the gut.
Let's go ahead and hear the man's words.
No. Then I would have told you all the movies that I hate, and here are the reasons why they suck and whatnot.
You missed part of it,
and you would never hear that from me today. Back then, I would have told you all the movies that I hate, and here are the reasons why they suck and whatnot. And you would never hear that from me today. You'll never hear me say, "What's the point, man? Life is too short." I almost died of a heart attack 6 years ago, and then last year I lost my fucking mind. So broke my heart. Broke my fucking brain. Any minute now, I could leave this place. I don't want to spend any fucking seconds going, you know what sucks? Instead, I will spend hours telling you about what I love. That's a better use of my time, your time.
That's healthy.
If you're looking for negativity, you don't need me. You can find it.
I mean, being evil campy, we do have negativity in the show, but most of the time, these movies are ones that we all love and we want to share with each other. The creation of the show was us three. Sorry, AP, but us three here talking in the Discord for 3 hours about I forget what movie it was. We just discussing movies and loved them, and we just like Ronan. You've never seen that? Oh, you need to watch that. AP, you've never seen that? Oh, you need to watch it. Phantom, you never seen that? Oh, you need to watch it. Campy, you never seen that? You need to watch it. Like when horror season comes in October, there's a lot of movies I've not seen, so they're going to show me what I haven't seen and they want me to watch. And
Mhm.
it's like it's the truth. It's like
in the same boat. I'm in the same boat with horror. I'm not most knowledgeable on horror movies.
so it'll be me and you, and then them two teaching us. But it's like that's my point. Is like the negativity is there. Let's don't be wrong. Like I'm negative about the new Spider-Man movie, but at the same time,
Fuck
I
you,
can look
Ronan.
at the good parts of it as well as the negative, and I don't focus on the negative if I don't have to. Like don't get me wrong, it gets views, so 90% of the time people will focus on the negative. But
Well,
there's
like,
so much more you
like,
could talk about than only the negative.
like how many times that we've been in Discord talking about stuff and how passionate I get about talking about movies, right? I mean, I'm in the same boat as Kevin Smith. Like, if I love something, and like I admit this, every time I watch Transformers the movie, I fucking cry like a little baby when Optimus Prime dies. Like Masters, like the Amazon's Best Universe. What did I fucking do when we got back and we were talking? I was
You were,
in fucking tears.
yeah, he was so happy that they did so well, something good. And
Yeah.
same thing like Ultraman. You love Ultraman, and none of us know Ultraman. Well, I think Ronan might a little bit, but
A
like,
little bit of Ultraman since it overlaps with Godzilla, but
like it's like that's what I'm saying. It's like you've got a passion for it. We want to share it, and it's sad that like 90% of the time, not saying all the time, but 90% of the time, what's to get the views, the negativity
My
about something.
passion.
And like,
The
like,
rest
and like I've like dealt with people recently, like when I wanted to show something to the guys everybody liked and had a little negativity towards it. And it's like, yeah, like myself, I fucking love a lot of shit. And I'll defend a lot of shit. But at least at the end of the day, if I know that there's problems in it and there's like issues with it, I'm not going to sugarcoat that there's nothing wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got to be genuine that way. And there's been a lot of times Kevin Smith has not been genuine on like stuff that he has made. He's doubled down, tripled down. Like you're wrong and I'm right. That's the issue that like I have with him is like he thinks he's right on every little aspect when he's totally wrong on a lot of it. That's the
I disagree. I'll say it's his perspective. I will say if it's his
Yeah.
stuff that he's making that he's trying to get out there, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you there on that, Phantom. But if he's talking about something in general, like say he's talking about Jaws and he says, I love this or I love that, or Jaws 3D was the greatest movie ever, or something like that, that may be his
Sharknado.
perspective. Sharknado. Like there's people that freaking absolutely love Sharknado, which I think it's hilarious, but that love Sharknado that people will look at him and go, are you fucking high? What
Yeah.
the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I bet those movies would be great if you were high watching them.
I mean,
I wouldn't know. I never did.
because Kevin
watched the
Smith
first one.
does have passion. He does have passion,
Mhm.
and I can understand where it comes from because I come from the same place when I talk about stuff I love. But like stuff I don't love or I don't have a knowledge about. I'm not going to sugarcoat and say there's nothing wrong with it. That's his
completely.
major problem. That's his major problem. Like we've seen him talk about stuff before that he has absolute no clue what he's talking about. Say, oh, this is like Superman. Like he talked about James Gunn's Superman. And he's talked about other like
No,
Super.
he's got into that because he was supposed to do Superman Returns. Remember?
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's right.
Superman Returns with Nicolas Cage was going to be one. I think he was directing it or was writing it, or he was writing or directing.
He
I
was
can't remember which
involved.
one.
He was involved
He
heavily.
was writing. It was going to be Tim Burton, but he was writing the script.
No, okay, that's what it was. Okay, but like it's crazy because it's like his story might have been real good. We'll never know, but it's one of those things you got to go with the flow with it. Like he loves telling weird stories. Like him and Tim Burton probably would have made a great movie together if they ever did. If it was his writing and Tim Burton's directing, because like he goes on different themes, different stories. Like look at Chasing Amy. He's got that with the lesbianism and talk about like different is does it matter if you're male female? Love is love.
Right.
And then you got movies like those that the Dogma with the religious tones.
Jersey
and, like,
Girl.
Jersey Girl with its death of a wife and stuff. That actually, I'll defend Jersey Girl. It's not a good movie, but I like I like the story points. Like the story point was not a bad thing. It's just it wasn't as bad as Geely though. I'll say that 100%. But what do y'all think of like his themes? His like where he's always like taking something and going to something different. Like I said, Chasing Amy, Dogma, stuff like that.
All right, I'll say this. Let's get it out of the way first. All that pseudo-religious babble that occurred in Dogma did not age well at all. But that's just me. That's just me being, of course, the more hyper-focused Christian. Look, okay.
Strong religious overtones.
The Jesus statue is really kind of cool. I will give it that, and that helps at least.
Say it right, Buddy Christ.
Buddy Christ. The Buddy Christ statue does, seem kind of cool, and it does seem like it's a more friendly, chill guy interpretation of Jesus. But even I gotta admit too, is like when Jesus wanted to throw hands and flip tables, he threw hands and flipped tables. All right, open up them books you call the Bible. Don't let them get dust. I'm just saying it happens. But the point I'm saying is, even I have to give Kevin Smith props on this. There's one or two moments in the film when it comes to like the discussion regarding like all that religious stuff that I don't know if I would say I give him credit, but he definitely has interesting points when it comes to it, especially the conversation between Bethany and Rufus, where they're talking about faith and how Christ doesn't really like it so much when people try and do things solely in his name, like wars, death, televangelism.
They just
which is a big one. I would definitely, criticize fucking televangelism. I hate that shit so much.
Let's go ahead and go into the movie.
Yeah. So the last thing I would say too is that like he says, faith is one thing that's hard to change because people kill and die for faith, but an idea is something that's much more handy. And even I would have to agree too, because a simple idea that you can plant into somebody's mind can slowly help them see things in a new perspective, or maybe even change their minds on certain things. So an idea is an interesting way to sort of help somebody look at, if nothing else, look at things through a different perspective, which allows one person to be more connected with them in that kind of human level, which again, like I've always said, Kevin Smith very much makes a lot of these films and they're relatable because it's just a bunch of people that talk the same way a lot of people talk to each other, But anyways.
The way I see Dogma is a movie on individuals' faith, right? It's how you see religion. That's how he made the movie. It's like you see not only through Bethany's eyes, but you also see through the angel's eyes. It's that what their perspective on how, because hey, they knew God. They were there. They were there when everything was created. They know the truth. But then
multiple story and character plot lines. Yeah.
Yes. And also the thing about Dogma that I think the thing about
I
Dogma
do believe in this.
Like you also see it from like an atheist stance, right? On how atheists would look at religion, also like the criticisms of like
you misunderstand it. I'm kidding.
The very first scene, Phantom, like you have Matt Damon talking to the nun.
Yeah.
Matt Damon.
And it's like he's the angel, like the first angel of death, and it's like he knows God. Him and his friend know God better than we would know God because they were created by God. They knew who God was.
They spoke to God. Yeah.
Yeah. And
spoke to Metatron on behalf of God.
No. The angels could hear.
Yeah, that's right.
And the way this movie plays out is like Bethany lost her faith because she lost her marriage. She lost the ability to have a kid, and her belief was weighing. She was set to be this great hero. She's supposed to be part of the Jesus's bloodline and stuff. But then Kevin Smith added the comedy. Oh, Jesus was black, and then you would have that Jesus was a woman.
God was a female.
Right? Yeah.
That was a pseudo comedy they added to it, and it worked in this film. You can't make this movie today. I don't think you can. I honestly,
I think no. I would actually disagree. I would say
I would disagree
you could
too.
make this film only because a lot of people, and again, not to like try and make this overtly kind of political, but I think a lot of people would have this film been made today. I think a lot of people would be willing to take it at face value and just kind of be like, well, Kevin Smith's making fun of religion.
It would be more.
Go ahead.
It would be more accepted today, I think, than it would be then.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say this.
It was controversial.
One example.
It was controversial when it came out.
Yep.
Well, there's two examples of why it would be accepted. People are trying to obsess over the race of Christ. That's 100% true.
That is one.
Now people are like, there's a lot bigger movement than when this came out in 1999. That people are trying to say God is a female or God is non-gender, God whatever. They're trying to change the fact that God was referred to as him, even by himself.
Right.
In the Bible. That's what they're trying to do, and this movie would be more accepted nowadays. I don't think certain people would be in this movie.
I'll defend it on one line. At the end, at the end, Rufus says, "Well, it's not a him, it's not a her. God is
not really anything. Yeah,
not really anything." So they do kind of defend it at the end, but I agree with you to a point.
I'll say this because I'm stubborn on this fact. God's a guy. God's a male. That's just
all right.
That's just
I'll
just me.
I don't call it male or female. I call him a deity. That's what I call him.
My own perspective. I'll say it like this.
I do say he.
For me, I would say God.
Thank you, Nagranol, for being a member for a month.
Thank you very much, Nagranol, Uncle Nagy. For me, I would say
What's
God.
Up, Nagy?
I would say God is. You can't really pin God down in terms of like he, she, they, them, it, zim, zer, because. Well, again, if you believe in the way that I do, God literally just goes above and beyond human understanding.
Yes.
But to make it easier for people, he calls himself God the Father. That's how I say it. That's how I say it. That's just me.
Hold on.
What?
We just got 20 gifted memberships from Nagranol.
Thank you, Uncle Nagy.
Thank you, Uncle Nagy.
All right, so I'll go off.
Shout out Nagy.
He hit Kreese, Pulse Mannequin, Andre movies, Tiger Strike, King Hunt, Lex, Wayfarer, Darren Bassey, Joey Knight Jr.,
friend of the channel,
Coneheads, Nishi Does Stuff, Nerd Wars, Dragon Master, Truck the Primarch, Screwed In,
the
A-Serious Man, yeah.
The Grateful
Gamer, Black King, and Melvin Deeply. I was gonna say I didn't know Nishi had another.
I was gonna say Nishi does other stuff besides gooning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean gaming.
Hallelujah.
But you gotta remember, like in Exodus, like God is he says, "I am what I am."
I am the one who is. I am.
Cute. Very cute. All right, kids.
Okay.
Time's over.
But
good reaction. Good reaction, Nagranol.
Also, like this movie, like I love the absurdity of the Golgotha, which is that was fun. The shit demon, that was pretty fucking funny. And it's like he took.
Crap, Lex here.
I mean, like for myself, like I really love this movie. I really enjoyed this movie. You know, it's like he got a lot of stuff right. And he made fun of a lot of stuff, but this movie also made you think about your own faith.
Well, he said it's like not guidelines. God, what's the word he says? It's like you could change an idea. It's hard to change a belief.
Yeah,
and that's something in there that, like, let's be honest. The acting in this, like, a lot of people talk shit about Matt Damon. Go ahead.
Matt Damon.
A lot of people talk shit about Matt Damon. A lot of people talk shit about Ben Affleck. A lot of people talk shit about other actors in this. But, like, with the exception of Alan Rickman, who's always great. But, like, freaking the speech from Ben Affleck you talked about, fam.
Yeah.
Like, the speech from Ben Affleck was phenomenal. It made you feel. It showed he had acting prowess. Matt Damon and his little speeches was great. What?
And the deleted scene from Azrael.
Yes,
Jason scene was damn good.
Jason Lee.
Yeah.
Yep.
But again, this is not a movie you go to for theological theological understanding by any
No,
means.
not
It's
by
a
any stretch.
comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie you sit through and you
if
watch.
you
and
if
you
you
have
are
fun with.
comfortable in your religion, if you're comfortable in your belief, if you're comfortable in your ideas, as they say in religion, like I consider myself a Christian, but at the same time, I believe in God. I don't believe in organized religion. So it's
Yeah,
like
same here.
I'm more spiritual, is what I say. So if you're more spiritual, if that's your thing, this movie probably will hit every joke and belief that, or not belief, idea that you have because it's enjoyable. It's questioning. I hate to say it like that because you really don't. You're not supposed. They say you're not supposed to, but it's questioning your belief, your ideology, and making you look at it through your own perspective. And
God.
it's like it's enjoyable in that way. I think like some of the things I'm in there like that's kind of true. What if this or that? At the same time, I may not fully take it into my heart, but at the same time, be like, that's an interesting take.
Yeah.
So,
But,
so I'll say this:
you know,
if anybody who remembers, if anybody who remembers in the Bible, real quick, there's one story where
Just overtones.
Jacob wrestled a bear, right? And when he finished
Unbearable.
wrestling the bear revealed itself to actually be an angel, which that thank you. That one kind of storyline presents that yes, God is actually okay with people asking questions, with providing a form of challenge to
He gave
what
us
it is
free
provides
will.
him. He gave us that free
Yes.
will to basically seek those answers. And the point of it is essentially to not just strengthen our own hearts and strengthen our faith and when it comes to that, but it's to feel comfortable whenever anybody attempts to challenge us when it comes to our beliefs, that we have a way of being able to answer it.
Well,
So it's,
what I said when we were watching the movie, it's like if your faith cannot handle scrutiny, then you don't have faith.
True.
And
Yes.
this thing about this
there's
is
a lot of
like,
I coined this term years ago,
Yeah.
but I mean it's probably been said before me. I'll be honest, but I'm around my circle. I'm the only one. But it's you got regular Christians that believe you got spiritual. You got Christians, like hypocrite, a Christian.
yes, yeah,
Right,
the
right.
And
good
it's like,
planned
those are the
words.
ones that really are the ones that just
But
picking at this movie for
I
what
want
it
to
was.
point this out. Sorry, Phantom, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I did.
I want to just I want to point out real quick. Alan Rickman's performance in this movie was
Metatron.
just stellar. His monologues were just holy crap.
one of my
I want this
favorite
guy to keep
performances
talking.
from him. Yep.
All right, go ahead, Phantom.
Well, also, if you look at this movie, it brings to light criticisms that people have had about the church, and it makes fun of
The Catholic Church.
It makes fun of like the bullshit that the Catholic Church has done. The Catholic Church has monetized Jesus and religion. 100% they have, and this movie brings to light. I mean, like the priest. Like he want like the buddy Jesus or him blessing his golf clubs and stuff and like
I agree, Phantom, but I have to cut you off there when it comes to you can't survive a church or any kind of I don't want to say business because it's not a business, but you can't survive anything like that without monetizing it in some way.
yeah.
Like the offerings in a church is still a monetization of
Well,
the
they're
church.
making fun of the ridiculous nonsense that church pull, the ridiculousness that
Well,
they
to get people like look at a movie like Sister Act. I love Sister Act, and that brought people back to church. But it was like the singing brought people in the movie, and it's like stuff like that. Like I think I don't have a problem with that to a point because it's like you've got to do something to keep the doors open for those people to come in.
Yeah, and I'll point out with Dogma, I think not to I'm not trying to say Kevin Smith is based or this movie is a really based message, but I think they were also kind of making fun of the fact that a lot of churches nowadays are trying to be modern. They're trying to be hip. They're trying to be relevant.
Trying to get
they're
the
trying to
younger
be.
generation.
They're
Yeah.
trying to they're trying to hide the freaking the brutal elements of the Bible, like how like Jesus hanging on a cross. They're like, well, that's grotesque. I think that is kind of making fun of the kind of, I won't say woke Christians because I guarantee Kevin Smith would be okay with woke Christians, but he is like it's just kind of a jab towards people like these beliefs.
Being a liberal Christian, I
Yes,
think
like
you'd
they're-
say, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's Christian, you believe in God and everything, but you also don't believe in like what's the thing she is, abortion clinic. You don't believe in
Right.
that kind of stuff, yeah. But I mean, the movie is enjoyable. Like, let's get back out. Let's get off Christianity for a bit and get on the
Yeah,
movie.
no, of course. I mean, like,
But-
it's bound to happen because of the topic.
Agreed,
of the film.
agreed,
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah.
But like the performance in this, like there's so many great little quips, little things. Like, when the exploding of the head at the end, he's like, "This shit never ends." And he starts cleaning his shirt with God's dress. Little quips like that. Her doing a little flip on the tree stuff.
Yep.
Just having a good time. Like you
the
can
fu-
tell these people were having fun doing this movie.
When they're eating at the restaurant, and he tells Rufus, like, well, what do you see about me? Oh, when you masturbate, you think about men. That whole
No,
little
he's
sequence
like-
Like, you masturbate more
No,
than
no.
anybody on the planet. Shit, everybody knows that. Tell me something I don't know. When you do it, you're thinking about guys.
And then Phantom looks at me and says, "Not all the time, dude." Oh, I mean, Jay looks at him and says, "Not all the time, dude."
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you join us Friday nights, we kind of like make jokes at each other during the movie, so feel free to
Well,
pop
I
in the
mean-
Discord.
It's like what I've said before. Every time you join us on the For the Homies Discord for the Homies Watch Along, you're getting two shows. You're getting the movie, and then you're getting Mystery Homies Theater 3000.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Mhm.
But going into this movie, it is a fun movie through and through. I was kind of a little bit hesitant at first because I was like, they're tackling a very serious subject, and I was a little concerned.
Well,
Theological wise, this movie
was
is shit. But
when
because of
this
the
movie-
Hang on,
comedy,
Phantom. Let him finish.
yeah, no, Phantom, I'll let you go after. But like theological wise, this movie is all over the place, and I don't take it seriously on that element. But
Right.
it's not meant to be a theological guide. It's
No.
meant to be a fun movie you sit down and enjoy, and it is incredibly enjoyable. I had a bunch of laughs throughout the movie. I was laughing pretty damn hard, and when I was watching it, I was actually kind of surprised by some of the people because I knew Alan Rickman was in it, but I didn't really know a few other people were in it, and I was like, oh wow. I mean, of course, Ben Affleck and Matt
Salma
Damon,
Hayek.
but I didn't know that actually. But
That's the thing you said you didn't know. I knew you didn't know she was in it.
But I was watching this movie and I was like, wow, okay, this is fun. And there's a lot of cameos in this movie. And I just had, like, I was laughing throughout the entire movie. Jokes landed pretty damn well. The Golgothan freaking shit monster getting knocked out by the freaking knocks out strong odors. That was hilarious as shit.
Why do you have this?
But yeah, no, this movie, it was a good, fun movie, and it is, like I said, it's not meant to be taken seriously as a theological movie, but man, it is just pure entertainment fun, and that's what's needed in movies like this.
Phantom, what was you gonna say?
So when this movie came out, the Catholic Church denounced this movie. They hated this movie. It was
They
controversial.
didn't hate the movie. They hated the concept of it because they didn't even see
Yeah.
it.
And the thing is like, out of Kevin Smith's movies, like, this is my favorite one because I mean, it's over 2 hours. It didn't
2
even
hours
felt like
and 12 minutes. Yeah.
it didn't even felt like a fucking 2 hour
Or 8
movie.
minutes.
It was like boom, boom, boom. Like it kept rolling. Like the
Kept you
introduction of Matt.
entertained.
Yeah, it's like the introduction of Matt Damon. Like, Matt Damon's the first person you see, and he's talking to the nun, and he's giving her this shtick, this bullshit, and then you see fucking Ben Affleck behind him, and he's just laughing like, the God is real, all this shit is real, and you're really bullshitting her, and he was like, he was happy.
Yeah, I
with it.
just
just
like
like
to fuck
fucking
with
with
the
the clergy.
clergy, man. Yeah.
I think Alan Rickman is the reason I watched this movie because him as Metatron, and he's in such a small capacity in the movie though.
Probably about 10 minutes of the movie. total.
Yes, and his performance, fucking always loved it, and I became a fan of Jay and Silent Bob because of this fucking movie. And it's like I love this movie because of them, and it's like Selma Hayek doing Candy,
Candy girl.
yeah,
She was a muse.
yeah, and
Serendipity.
it's like and Chris. Like I always thought that when I saw this, I thought they were gonna make Chris Rock into Jesus. That's what I thought was gonna happen, but they didn't. But like you guys said, like if it was today, Chris Rock would have been Jesus. He would have been
No,
Jesus.
only only Henry Cavill would be made to Jesus.
Yeah. Okay, that I can get behind.
Yeah.
I am Jesus.
My
I
pick
am.
of the Man of Steel shit movie.
Yeah.
But
Dude, this movie.
go ahead, Ronan.
What?
What do you think of the movie?
Oh, of the movie overall? Like, okay, so the absolute good when it comes to it. The comedy in this, even to this day, is hilarious. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it was the 4 or 5 shots of tequila that I took Friday night because I was on a drink up crew with Jeff up north and everybody. Which, by the way, if you're all interested, go check that out. Shout out to them. Good old friends of the channel, real friends of the channel. I mean,
I don't think you were drunk enough. I don't think you were drunk enough.
He was having a good time though. He was having a good time.
Okay, guys, whether I was,
I just want to point something out, guys. Both times we watch a movie with religious themes, Ronan comes in drunk.
Yeah.
well, no, that's the point I'm making. Whether I was too drunk or not drunk enough, all I know is when I was watching this film,
wine.
exactly. All I know is this: is that I was having a very good time with this movie, like the same that I was when I first watched it as a kid. And I absolutely found a lot of the comedy aspects hilarious. Alan Rickman did a phenomenal performance as Metatron in this, which, again, the theological aspects of it, Christians don't actually believe in the Metatron because we know we can directly speak with God. Only Jews believe in the Metatron. But the idea is still cool nonetheless.
Jesus Christ, if there's not a movie about it, you don't freaking care.
Yeah. But Bethany's a really good character too. I like the performance from her. Jane Silent Bob.
Linda Florentino, I think is her name.
Yes, Linda Florentino. Jane Silent Bob, as always, they always knock it out of the park with yes. Man, I just go back to Jersey and make myself a profit. Profits, 2 of them. You got to be kidding me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, so when Alan Rickman described what they are, it's like one of them will talk, and he will talk a lot.
Yeah. One of them is just like a cheap.
He'll talk even if you don't want him to. Yeah.
And the other one doesn't speak that much. So for a fact what you're getting into as soon as you hear that description. I got to be honest when I say this. I hate how I love the performance of George Carlin as Cardinal Blick. I hate it. I love it.
And you gotta think, the last time you seen him in was James Silent Bob Strikes Back, where he's the hobo. Was the last time you seen him.
Don't be.
One joke that I loved that it came before the right before the Golgotha getting knocked out by the spray was when the gang gets annihilated by the freaking Golgothan, and
they're all looking at him.
Yeah, and they're like,
and that's also Hopper from
gang.
Chasing Amy. Those who've watched Chasing Amy, Hopper, who's the gay character, who's the gay male character in Chasing Amy, as like, oh my God, you guys, but then in this was like, let's smoke this motherfucker. So he props to him in that as well.
Yep. Overall, I actually do enjoy this film. The only negatives, of course, are a lot of the religious concepts that exist in it. But again, if you're watching this film hoping to learn more about religion from it, you're making a wrong decision in life. That's all I can say. But if you want to watch a movie that is a fun time with some well-known actors for a lot of comedy, both the religious type and the regular type, you're in for a very good time with Dogma. That's what I would say. I find it to be a fun time. I would say, for me, it's probably in the top 3 of my favorite Kevin Smith films. I'd put it, if anything, at number 2.
It's my number 2.
Yeah.
AP, what's your thoughts on it?
This movie is my number 1 because it's the only Kevin Smith movie I watched. Overall, yeah. I mean, overall, I kind of gave the review a little bit ago, but
yes, you did.
I enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed it. It was fun.
That's fine. Phantom?
I love this fucking movie. It's it makes light of the criticisms in religion. I think the writing is spot on. The monologue that fucking like this movie really shows the acting chops of fucking Ben Affleck and Matt Damon in this movie. Um, and you can see like they're like this movie they are sympathetic, but they're also like they're being used by Azrael and but then it's like Ben Affleck's like fuck it, I don't care anymore. Fuck this. I'm just gonna just destroy every fucking thing. Um, no, no.
No, don't give your number yet. Don't give your number yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna give my number yet, but for me, like this is my introduction into Kevin into this world. It is my number one because it is the first movie I've seen,
Yeah.
and I think like for me, it's always gonna be the like Jay and Silent Bob is like the Strikes Back is number two, then Clerks is number three because you know that's just how it is. I love Jay and Silent Bob more than any of the other characters in this universe because I can relate to both of them because I knew guys like that.
Well, you
growing
are
up.
both them.
Yeah,
There's aspects of Jay in you, and there's aspects of Silent Bob in you.
yeah.
Um,
I love this movie. I love this movie.
For me, like I said, it's my number two. Mallrats is my number one strictly because I think it's the first one I've seen. Maybe that's why I enjoy it so much. But
Right.
I've watched it more than any of them. With this one, it is. I like I said, I went to theater to see them from Chasing Amy on. Every one of these I saw opening night at the theater, and you get the theater aspect as well. With like everybody hearing the same joke for the first time was amazing in this. And it's really enjoyable. Like Phantom said, the actors, Ben Affleck gave it his all, Matt Damon gave it his all,
It's not
Kevin
boring.
Smith, Jason
It's not
Lee,
boring.
not
Not-
at all. Salma
Nope.
Hayek had a fun time in it. Even the little guys that were like the little skier guys, you could tell they were having fun.
The
doing their roles.
triplets. Yeah, the triplets.
The triplets, yeah, they was having a fun time, and it's a movie like they said, like everybody here said. It's if you're strong religious, you might not care for this movie. If you're spiritual or you like to question your spirituality, wow, spirituality Phantom is. I'm just kidding. But if you just like to like just have a good time with it and just be like, oh, that's interesting, whether you believe it or not, it's interesting. This is a fun movie to see. It's really enjoyable. The quips are great. The actors are great. Like they said, Alan Rickman, all of them, including like Alanis Morissette in the first row, even though she
Yep.
says nothing, is really enjoyable.
You gotta know. You gotta know.
Oh my
You ought to
God.
know. But it's a really good movie. So now let's go into our numbers. Start with Ronan.
Ronan.
Huh?
Ronan.
Your
Oh,
numbers.
sorry. My fault. Oh, the final score for it?
Yeah, final score.
I'd say 9.5 out of 10. I'm putting it at 9.5. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I absolutely do like it. I would say it's a perfect 10 out of 10 if they added that deleted scene of Azrael
Azrael.
talking about evil being an abstract, which I would highly recommend anybody who's a fan of Kevin Smith, anybody who's a fan of Dogma, go look up that deleted scene. That one, if you ask me, that's like the one saving grace, I would say, that then starts making you question, okay, maybe Kevin Smith knows a little bit about some theological perspectives, because that one's a really good one, I would say.
Yeah, he's not going in blind because that scene is actually very like wow.
Right.
Which I mean,
So-
if you have the DVD or the Blu-ray, you can see it on that too.
Good point, Lex.
Okay, I didn't mean to say, okay, I am going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to be too harsh. Let me put it that way. I'm not going to be too harsh on it.
There you go.
There you go.
AP.
I'm gonna give it a freaking 7 out of 10. Not because, again, I enjoyed it. I love the movie. It was fun. I enjoy it, but theological wise, I'm like, nah. But overall, I really enjoyed it. It's not a bad movie. It's fun. It's definitely risky, and a lot of like we've seen, Catholic Church hates this movie.
Right.
But it is
They
it is
don't
a-
as much now. Now that they've actually seen it, the thing was it was hated before it was seen. So
it's
a lot
because
of-
it
a lot
was
of Catholics-
it was unprecedented to actually fully just rip into the Catholic Church, and not just Catholic Church, but like deep religion and like that. It was kind of like, oh,
Okay,
It was becoming more common by that time, but
not to go into a tangent about it, but that is kind of one of the issues. It'll be a quick one. That's one of the issues as to why Christians often are ignored or tend to be made fun of in these films. They don't engage with the medium. They don't engage with culture as much. That's it. See, than how I usually go.
And Phantom, before you go, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. No, I'm saying that. I'm stealing his thunder. I love this movie. Love this movie. It may be nostalgia glasses. I don't know. But I remember loving theater. Every time I've watched it with someone or watched it by myself, I just laughed my ass off through the whole thing. I love this movie. 10 out of 10 for me.
I'm going to give it
10s.
I'm going with Metacritic. It's 100 for me. It's a 10 out of 10.
Oh, man.
It's like this movie, like Ronan, you said that the movie didn't held up. I think it held up. I think all the jokes still hit.
For everything else, it holds up. I just mean like the way they want to handle the theological stuff. Aside from that, movie absolutely holds up for like the jokes and everything. Go ahead.
I think like the vision, like the Golgotha, is practical. A guy in the suit.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was pretty cool.
I don't. Phantom. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. That costume is shitty. That costume is really shitty.
I know, but I still think. I think the scene that makes me fucking I die laughing every fucking time is where they're watching the Golgotha beat up those fucking those gangsters, and there's like. And fucking Jay and Silent Bob were just like,
like what the hell?
and the scene where like when Selma Hayek's stripping and Silent Bob is just like pulling money up.
Yeah, 10, 20, 40, 60.
and
girl.
Yeah, and Alan Rickman, with his performance, fucking love the man. Gone too soon.
Amen.
Oh yeah.
Another good movie. Him, if you want to check it out, is Quigley Down Under.
Yeah, and just I just don't know, but it's like this movie just it hits me here because it's my first Kevin Smith movie, and it's like. I grown to love two characters with Jay and Silent Bob. Like I love watching anything with them in it because of this movie. 100%.
For our generation, that does hit differently because it's like we were these fucking stoner kids.
Yeah, Jay and Silent Bob. You know,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But so that's our thoughts on that movie. And did I have two questions or one more question? I can't remember.
One more.
Let me check.
One more.
Yeah, but I mean, freaking, again, fun movie, really fun movie. It was enjoyable.
Highly recommend it. Highly recommend.
Well,
I do recommend, even if you're like a deeply religious person, because like I view myself as a deeply religious person. There are things that I don't agree with at all that are accepted nowadays.
I mean like the movie nowadays when it comes.
Ronan,
okay, go ahead.
I want to say something, but again, if you are deeply religious and all that, this is a fun movie. If this is the thing. As Campia said, if you're secure in your faith, you won't really get offended and all that too much because it's fun. It's enjoyable. But yes, Campia, I was trying to make sure there's no dead air.
You're fine. You're fine. So the last question before we go into before I go into our last question, which is always me throwing them a curveball, I want to ask you this. So was Kevin Smith, with what he's done through the years, will he be known, you think, in the future for his movies or his persona of Kevin Smith, of being Kevin Smith? What do you see his legacy being?
It's going to be more of the controversies.
I'd say I won't call it the controversies, but I will say it's the persona.
Yeah.
Because the persona more or less bleeds into the rest of his films. But I would say that's a blessing for that because, like, yes, everybody knows him because of the modern day stuff that he does and says, all the crying, Masters of the Universe and everything. But those who grew up watching a lot of Kevin Smith's films will at least be the ones who are able to not defend the man today, but defend the man that he was a long time ago. I think they'll be the ones that say, don't listen so much to how he is now. Just watch Mallrats, watch Clerks, go watch Dogma, go watch Chasing Amy, go watch Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Hell, go and even watch Clerks 2. And people will recommend those films because they remember a time when they absolutely loved Kevin Smith for how he was.
And that's what I was gonna say is like people like Phantom Generation, my generation, the maybe 35 and up, he's gonna be remembered to us for his movies. Whereas the younger generations, maybe not quite Ronan, but like his generation,
My generation
is gonna remember him as controversial.
Because like I'll say this because like Ronan is like what fucking ancient compared to me.
Wow.
I'm joking,
He's your father,
but
so it makes sense.
yeah, that's why I said it. But I'm like mid Gen Z. I'm like the middle range Gen Z. So like
He's 23.
I 24, you bitch. But
Oh, you are
but
24,
I'd say people younger than me would probably get more offended and yeah, I think it's younger Gen Z that would get more worked up by that stuff.
Understandable.
I mean, for me, if he would ever change the aspect of Jay and
That's right.
Silent
Ebola's
Bob,
23.
if he would change anything with those two characters, I probably would say fuck him.
This is why I say that I'm glad myself being that bridge between Phantom's ancient generation, Campia's generation, and then connecting it to AP as well.
We're all
That's
like
why
10 years apart.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
That's why I'm glad like being that bridge of sorts because like you guys are saying, you guys will remember him for his movies. I know me personally, I'll remember him for his movies, but I will also be the one that remembers him for the controversy too. So I can be that guy that tells the younger folks, hey, he wasn't always like this. Check this old shit out. And maybe you'll have a different perspective on him.
I mean, yeah, I
agree with Nishi on her new comment. I agree.
Oh my God.
100%.
And that's why she's the best mod we have. Definitely not biased, I think.
Final question, as we always do, I kind of try to throw them a curveball. So and Chad, feel free to answer if you want to answer. If you could combine any universe with the View Askew characters, what universe would that be, or what genre would you put them into? So start with Phantom. You got a genre, you said.
Yeah. So I would love to see Jay and Silent Bob be in Masters of the Universe. I think that'd be fucking hilarious as hell. Just the interactions between Jay and fucking Orko would be fucking dope. It'd be hilarious as hell. But
I think Jay would try to befriend Battlecat. To be honest with you,
probably.
I would love to see.
Try to smash Tila.
I would love to see Jay and Silent Bob do a time travel movie to where they go through time and they're the ones that introduce the world to cussing, to alcohol, to drugs.
It's almost like
funny as hell.
So
it's almost like Bill and Ted, but with
I was about to say like Bill and Ted.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
I have a specific movie that I would like a setting, like Jay and Silent Bob in a Jurassic Park movie.
Oh my God, the shit that would go down.
We got that. It's called Caveman.
Why was the dinosaur and Jay getting along so well? Dinosaur have a fucking joint in his mouth. See the little set of smoke come out.
I did say another one. Have Jay and Silent Bob on the Titanic.
He said Titanic. It's like they'd be sitting there, and as soon as the Titanic rock, the iceberg hits, he's just like, the whole world's against us, dude. I swear to God.
I think,
and I made the joke that like that Jay would be on the raft just like this.
Right.
Bob would just be...
You know, I was talking about like time travel aspect. They could redo the time tunnel and have it where instead of the scientists falling into it, it'd be fucking Jay like being high as fuck and trips and falls into it, and Silent Bob's like, well, you have to go after him. He's like,
Here, I got one for you, fam. It's different, but I'm gonna say my other one first. I would like to see Jay and Silent Bob in like a Lethal Weapon movie.
Yeah.
That would be my just see it. Riggs, Murtaugh, Jay, Bob, get your ass over here. Hang on. Phantom. How about them being in Master of the Universe and end up time traveling into the original Master of the Universe '87 movie?
So I didn't realize,
if fucking Jay's like a huge fan like I am, he's like, what the hell is this? Who the fuck are you?
yeah, dude.
Is that fucking Dolph Lundgren?
What I'm thinking, I just realized with a scene that they could do in the Jurassic Park setting. They see it like the dinosaurs moving in herds, and like Jay's like, they do move in herds, and then Bob's like, no shit, they're animals.
I work with children. So that's our show. If there's not nothing else.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. So we do have some announcements. I said this last night, but last night was the official end to Anime with the Homies. So from here on out, on Saturday nights, we're going to be strictly gaming. Wednesday nights for the Homies Discord is just we're going to be watching random animes, usually 3 episodes of 3 different animes. We're just going to have fun with it.
Just have fun with it.
Friday nights are our normal watch parties for Matinee, and I'll let Campy introduce what we're going to be doing next week. But for myself, I am going to be playing here in the next couple of days Combat Campaign Evolved, because I'm going to go in and I'm going to look at a lot of the controversies that's coming out of that game, and I will be talking about it in a video and on Thursday night. That's pretty much it for me. So, Campia, go ahead and talk about next week and what you're going to be doing. What we're going to be doing tonight after our meeting tonight. What we're going to be watching.
So, tonight after the meeting, we do a meeting at 4 o'clock for the group. But after that, we'll be watching Night 2 of SummerSlam. So, if y'all would like to come in the Discord and watch Night 2 of SummerSlam, I will be showing it. We'll be watching. So, if you're a wrestling fan, come on in. Have Phantom said next week we'll be doing a different show. We'll be doing raunchy comedies. So raunchy comedies is what we'll be doing, and unless somebody has a different one that they want to do, we're going to be doing Porky's Friday night. So yeah, it's probably the epitome of known raunchy comedies, and I'm pretty sure you have not seen it, and I know Ronan has not seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to introduce you to Porky's and prepare to be kind of like grossed out as well as laughing your ass off. For like Phantom, let's say it Wednesday, like he said, we do that. Anime homework is now anime watch party. We're just gonna have a good time with that. I will say this though, the anime will not stop. They will still be doing anime side quests. You'll have Sophie, Vagabond, and Kreese doing anime side quests as videos. So keep a watch out for the videos at least. And again, Friday we'll be watching Porky. Saturday, gaming with the homies will be every Saturday now. Thank God they're taking my damn days. And Sunday next week, Matinee like we're here now. I am MKPU fan. I am the Sugar Honey Iced Tea memer of the GCA and the For the Homies. I'm not the shit meme king though. He's in the corner up there. You can find me on X. You can find me on Criticalist, which I have been putting more reviews out, which the For the Homies channel needs to start doing.
Well, I need to give you the login so you can go over there and do it.
You could do it, you asshole. You have control.
When do I have fucking time? When do I have fucking time to do anything?
Every day. But that's it for me. Go ahead, AP.
Stop fighting. Yeah, you can find me on my YouTube channel, Atomic Patriot, where I upload Monday through Fridays, and I've been working on some projects and all that. It's pretty fun. But you can also find me on X, and you can also find me on Criticalist, and also on Kick, where I still do nothing there. It's as barren as it always is. But you can also find me over on Nerd Slap streams every Sunday, where we just talk about other pop culture stuff. We have fun, and we just sit there and check that out. Also, buy the merch, specifically the Don't Be Gay Phantom shirts.
And one little thing also, might be a new shirt coming out pretty soon. The Gooners Lives Matter t-shirt might be coming soon.
Yeah, we don't give a shit what you guys say, Phantom.
All right.
Ronan with that
Father.
he literally needs to learn how to grow a beard.
You not
You're one
see
to
it
talk
coming
with
back?
that
No, look
goat
at
ass
this
beard
shit.
you got.
Look at this. I'm even getting some of the white ones coming back too. Fucking hell. I'm already
That's
starting to feel
racist.
old. Yeah, I know it is. Oh no,
So-
I got
so
some.
so
I
wait,
got
wait,
some
wait, wait, wait,
some
wait, wait.
gingers coming out as well too.
Ronan
I
has
got one or
white
two
stuff on his
ginger
face.
stripes.
Ronan has white stuff on his face.
White hairs. Yes, white hairs.
You
Your
know
mother
who he is?
gave
He
me
is Vanny
those,
of the Crusader.
bastard. But yes, as usual, and as our Gooner friend Nishi is sharing, I have a link tree where I got all the different links where you can find me in all the different sites that I'm available on. I have a YouTube, which is Ronan the Crusader. I got a Kick, which is Ronan the Crusader. I got an X, which is Ronan_Crusader7, a little different there. And soon enough, a Rumble, which is Ronan the Crusader. I would like to give a small shout out to Nerd Slap tonight, who's doing Slapcast. We're getting the nice return of Slapcast again. And if you guys are interested to go check that out, I believe it's at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I won't be available for that, but I will be. Yeah, that's kind of a personal question. I'd really rather not answer that. But I will be available tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, for the return of the Golden Age podcast, or as we like to say, Golden Shower podcast. So go check Isaac out on that on YouTube. And aside from that, you can catch me on my channel when I get the chance to stream Resident Evil Requiem again. Just been busy with some other crap in life and in work past few weeks. But you will catch me do that. And I will also be available on Saturday streaming. What are we playing? Party Animals?
Party Animals this Saturday.
Party Animals, yes. So we'll be playing that as well too. And that's pretty much it for me for now.
And before you finish, Phantom, I just want to say, happy birthday, 56th birthday to Kevin Smith. This
Happy
was the
birthday
show
to
we
Kevin
did to
Smith.
read this show. So he may be hated by half the internet, but I think he's a nice guy. I've met him a couple times. There's freaking 12 signatures on this poster that he's one of them, and he's signed those. I've met him quite a few times. Nicest man in the world if you ever get a chance to meet him. Go ahead, Phantom.
Also, don't forget, everybody, if you have a Kick, go over to Kick and follow
My ginger friend Jessica
Lindstrom. YouTube still hasn't monetized her
Which
channel
is
on
bullshit.
YouTube, but she is monetized on Kick. So go over there, give her a follow, let her know that we sent you her way.
Yep.
And make sure to
Let's
check her
Make
out.
sure to call her Ginger.
Let's
call
call
her
it what
Ginger.
it is. YouTube hates women.
And we'll see you guys Thursday night for the Homies podcast, which we're trying to get a guest on for this week. Can't guarantee it, but we'll see you guys Thursday night for the Homies podcast. Don't be gay, camp ya, and
Don't be gay,
fuck the
Phantom.
rest of you.
Like the stream, homies.
Evil
Like-
Buy the merch. Buy the
Don't
Big
be
Phantom
gay.
shirts.
Don't be gay, camp ya t-shirt.
Yeah. Be Phantom.
Ronan,
bi.
stop